Shar, and I single-hand my Pacific Seacraft Crealock 34. Come join our adventures on the open sea. Okay, so we're in Bar Harbor. Yay. So I'm going to, I'm up close and personal, ain't I? So I come in here to get a few things at Walgreens, basically, and I rode the bus in, and it's free around the island. And then I'm going to pick up a few little groceries to get me by until tomorrow. Check it out. And I'll have some ice cream later. How's that? All right. So this Bar Harbor hasn't really changed much since I used to come here years ago, and I think I came here every summer so far. I've come up on the boat. So there's quite a few ice cream places. There's one over there, and it seems like there's another one over there. There's one over there, Mount Desert Island ice cream, so we'll have to see which one has the best reviews. So, okay, so let's walk up this way so I can get my things done at Walgreens. And the trolley. I don't know what it costs to ride the trolley around. Plenty of places to eat, for sure. And then the sun has come out because we were in the fog down in Northeast Harbor. So it's nice. I kind of dressed for cold and not for warm. Look at the moose up there. Okay, we're coming down to see boats, right? That's what we're gonna see, is boats. We need to see boats. Even though I'm on a boat. You see other people's boats. It is a little foggy out there. See, I knew it was gonna be a little foggy out there. You can rent mooring balls here, or you have your own ball, I guess. Looks like there's a few empty ones out there, but I don't know if those are to rent. I don't recognize any boats either. I remember coming here and eating at this place here years ago. It might have been around after I first got married. I was coming down here and eating at a restaurant down here. Might have been that place right there. I almost think it was this place, Eagle's Nest and Cocktails. It almost looks very familiar. And this place would have been there in the 70s. I think even this place over here, this Fish House Grill, was probably here. So yeah. Okay, so we're out here enjoying some, guess what? Ice cream from whatever the shop is here. chocolate, okay, Ben's and Bill's Chocolate Emporium. So they have also fudge, candy, and different kinds of stuff too. Ice cream is pretty good, it really is. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I'm still here in Bar Harbor. I'm gonna pronounce it like the Mainers do, Bahaba. Yeah. Look at these pretty flowers. I love these. They're bell something. I forget what they're called, but I'll look it up. But they're pretty. And isn't this pretty? Yes, I remember having flower garden and herb garden. It's pretty. Look at all those daylilies. Pretty. They're almost gone by though. Pretty lavender. I'm pretty sure that's lavender. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is pretty lavender. Different shades of purple, and looks like there's white. No, the white is different. I think the white is something different. Looks like a lavender, but leaves are different. So I'm not really sure that's lavender. Not sure what those are. Look, pretty. Been inside that church. I'm not going in today because I got to catch the bus. So, yeah. It's pretty in there. It's beautiful. You can see that would be stained glass up there in that round window. Hi. So we're down here on this bar, sandbar, between Bar Harbor and the other side of Bar Harbor. I think I forget what they call it anyways. And you can't come through there with a boat, so you have
also, you can walk across
from
from where I was
island.
over to Bar Island as
I'll
that
put in here
low
what those
tide.
islands are. I used to know
There's
what I don't
actually
think they're
a
burned.
bar across
I forget
there, sandbar.
the names of them are. So they're like such and such island 1 and 2 or whatever. So that's towards Bar Harbor. And then over that way is where I anchored over there as well. There's a little village in there that I've anchored at. Or not anchored, I guess got a mooring ball. So, Cerreto. Yeah. Nice. Peaceful down here. Not busy either. Okay, so this is how I go now. Go with my cart. What do you think? I think that's kind of cute. Works good. So, yep, on with my cart. I love using my cart. It saves me a lot of heavy carrying on my shoulders. So we're on our way to the bus, and we will be leaving the harbor tomorrow and headed out. And we'll be headed back south. All right, well, we have left Northeast Harbor. It is still a little foggy out there, ocean side, further out. So we'll see how we do. So may pull up the sails. I got water pumped out. So as you can see, we have some. So I got to keep an eye on these lobster traps. So here we go.
coming into Mackerel Cove, where I'm going to anchor. It is alongside Swans Island. Okay, so right now I am looking for a good spot to drop the anchor. In approximately 21 feet high tide, so that would probably be closer to 12 to 14 low tide.
Okay, so we're in 21.5 feet of water. I've dropped a chain. We're in Mackerel Cove. We're actually in the middle anchorage. So this is where my pinpoint is, where I'm anchored at. Don't know if you can pick that up with my GoPro on the camera on the phone, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. And we're swinging around into the wind, so I know the anchor has grabbed hold. We'll let it settle and see how it does. We have a catamaran in here. One, I can see that, and where I don't always have it out all the time, I guess, it has worn off. Certain colors wear faster than others. So the blue and the green, those two colors there really faded out or wore off. Okay, so see the yellow? We are at 100 feet. Yellow is my 100 foot. And so that means 1. So any other color after that, which would be red, it would be yellow, red. And that yellow, red, it means 125 because I'm in increments of 25. So that's what that all means there. So I know how much chain I've got out. And I didn't notice a whole lot. There is some lobster traps in here, but don't appear to be a whole bunch. There is people sailing out there. It'd probably be good sailing now, Wind has picked up, and I'm gonna try to go in a different direction and not have to be somewhere. It was only, I don't know, a little over 2 hours to get here, so I wasn't gonna mess with the sails, and I was motoring right into the wind, you know, right into the wind. So all right, well, back to this. We're gonna see if it gets settled. It looks like it's settling. So we're in roughly maybe 10 to 12 feet at low tide, low mean tide. So and we are maybe a foot or so down from high tide, a foot to a foot and a half. So 11 foot, 12 foot. Let's get a pretty good southerly breeze through here, even though there is land there. It just kind of, I think, funnels through there a little bit. But yeah, so there we are. So, all right, let's check it out, and I'm gonna mount you guys right here. Isn't that pretty? Look, you can see Mount Desert Island from here. And that sailboat just left from the other anchorage over there, around that little peak. There's a anchorage there, and then I anchored right on the other side of there. There's Asa Island, and then on the other side of that other little round island, and the bigger island to the left, I think that's Orono, and then I anchored in there. So and I would have gone in there and anchored in there too, but I looked, there was no boats in there from what I could see. There was no boats. So yeah. Alright, we gotta get back to getting anchored. Quit messing around, Char. Oh, Captain Char, you gotta stop messing around. You got to get this done. Alright. So we're gonna pull it up some.
Here I'm attaching the anchor bridle, and we'll make the adjustments and cleat it off to each side of the boat. And this is what's going to secure the chain to the boat and not to the windlass, because you do not want a lot of stress or pulling on your windlass.
Keep the chafe in the hawse, or the holes right there, so that it doesn't chafe through the line. Chain, you know, moving different sides of it. So there's different pressures to the angle of the boat on the chain.
So what I'm explaining here is the anchor bridle the legs that come off the attachment from the chain need to be tight. That lets you know that that point of attachment is taking the weight of the boat to the anchor. You do not want that point of attachment of the bridle to the windlass to be tight. That line, once you let down enough, will become slack and it will not have any tension.
We are good. We got one that tightens up now, so it switches. Slide it down a little bit more. Here I'm talking about adding an extra security line from either the chain or the road, which is the line, the rope, back to a cleat. This is just extra protection if that bridle was to blow or break free, whatever happens, come unhooked from the chain. That extra line back from the road to my cleat just gives you an extra protection or a buffer in case that was to happen. I do like a rolling hitch to the line or to the chain. I don't go through the chain length. I just do like a double or a triple rolling hitch around it. And then it goes back to the cleat. Roll around. Okay. It'll hold this and give it some extra. It'll tighten up on itself. This will come back to the cleat, and I'm taking the pressure off my windlass, okay? So I'm taking the pressure off my windlass. Looks like my lens is fogged up a little. So, okay. So then I just come back here and just take the pressure off it. See, now there's no pressure on my windlass. And we don't want the windlass to carry the weight of the boat and the chain, the anchor. We don't need to have it doing that. So So, all right, so there's no pressure here. Okay, that's tight. It's not going to, this is not going to slide. I've done it all the time, and it's never moved on me, but you never know, right? So, so down there, yes, you can see how the chain is dropped down in between the V, and then you've got the claw part that's on the chain. So we got out more than, because that's my 125 mark, so we're definitely 125, and we probably got another 10 feet here. So I would say at least 130 to 132 anyways, the least side of it. We probably got better than that, but so it's good. Alrighty, you can see that I've had my road out because too it gets dirty, but chain beats on it too, so I'm gonna probably have to cut back and re-splice when I change the chain later, you know, but it's still, after all these years, it's still in very good shape. Okay, and it's 8, that's 8 plat, and that has 8 strands in it. So, and they go, there's 4 pairs go one way, and the 4 pairs go the other way. So right, left, right, left. Alrighty. Well, look at the view, guys. You got to look at that. And I'm gonna shut my boat down and take a nice, wonderful break and enjoy it, because tomorrow's not going to be so good. It's going to be foggy again. It's going to be rain, which I thought it was going to rain last night.